Hi everyone, my name is Katherine Psota. I'm a former player and a current coach with the Canadian Women's National Baseball team. As a player, I played 15 seasons with the program, which included 8 World Cups and 1 Pan American Games. I got into baseball probably a little bit differently than some of my teammates did. I didn't have any family or siblings that played, and I remember being very young, maybe 3 or 4 years old, watching the Toronto Blue Jays with my dad and turning around and saying to him that I wanted to do that. And I think he was a little bit shocked that his little girl wanted to be a baseball player, but being the amazing parents that they were, they took me out and signed me up for T-ball, and realized at a very young age that I had a real passion for the game, and they nurtured that and helped me throughout the course of my career as I moved up from T-ball to rookie ball into pitching. Had the opportunity to play with both boys and girls when I was young. Pretty much transitioned to playing with boys until I was about 16, and I was able to find a women's program to play in at that stage. Difficulties that we face as female baseball players is just letting people know that women do play baseball. I remember being young and people telling me that I'd have to make a choice one day, probably switch over to softball if I wanted to continue with any type of career that way, and I just never really bought into it. I was a multi-sport athlete at the time, played ice hockey in university, and there wasn't really a lot of opportunities for women to play baseball at university. So I pursued the ice hockey and still managed to find time to train for baseball as well. Other difficulties that we have are just trying to balance your careers, jobs with your training. I know it's really challenging to have enough energy at the end of the day after a long day at work to get in a car and travel for an hour, 2 hours sometimes just to get to a game, and then get home late, get up the next morning and head off to work again and do it all over again. It's just very challenging to balance both with a full-time job and full-time training. Some memorable experiences for me, so many of them would be on the diamond, like far too many to count, but a lot of them were off the diamond as well. Just getting the opportunity to travel with your teammates who are some of your best friends to foreign countries and experience baseball in another culture and compete overseas was just a really incredible experience for me, especially as a young baseball player and even as you got older. I mean, it never really gets old being able to travel with your teammates like that. Such an incredible experience. Another one would probably have to be participating in the Pan Am Games. That was the first time our team got to participate in a multi-sport event in 2015. And just being in that big venue around other athletes and especially Canadian athletes, being able to connect with them and learn from them and grow as a baseball player and as a person was a really special experience for us. We did really well. We came second in the tournament, so again, another super memorable one for me. My goal in life, that's a very deep question, a very deep subject. Goals as a baseball player and as a coach, I would definitely say would be to share my experiences with the young players coming up. I've been fortunate enough to have some incredible coaches and people support me along the way and have picked up some, tips, tricks here and there, and just all these experiences and being able to give back to a game that gave me so much as a young person is one of my goals. And certainly to promote the growth of the female game here. Anytime that we can create more opportunities for young women in particular in sport is a really special experience, and I really hope to continue to promote that as a coach and as I get older. Advice that I would have for young athletes would just be to dream big and just pursue your passions. Every day you get up, you work hard, whatever your goals and dreams are, and chase them down, and eventually you'll get there. It can be overwhelming sometimes, but just remember that there's a lot of people along the way that are there to help you, and always be thankful for that. Always say thank you. Remember all the people that helped you along the way. I mean, looking back now, you don't realize it at the time, but it goes by really quickly. It's a really fast ride, and just be grateful and thankful for all the opportunities that are presented to you. Some stories or anything else that's memorable. I mean, again, there's so many, but I think some experiences that were really valuable to me as a player were probably the opportunity to get to play overseas in Australia. I remember I finished university and this opportunity presented itself, and I jumped at it myself along with some of my teammates at the time. And it was so incredible to be able to go over there and grow so much as not only a baseball player, but as a person, just experiencing life in a different culture, baseball in a different culture. There's so many similarities between the games, but there's also some differences. So being able to soak that in and learn from people who eventually are going to become like lifelong friends, people I still keep in contact with today, was a really great experience. And again, just so fortunate that that baseball community exists globally, not just here in Canada. Another one would probably have to be my involvement both as a player and a coach. Being able to go down to Cuba a couple times as a coach and taking a squad of young athletes who are aspiring baseball players and hopefully aspire to be part of our women's national program one day. It's really interesting to see how they interact and being able to share my experience with them on an international stage, watching them take in the culture and have some great experiences in competition playing against the Cuban girls is really sort of immeasurable for them at the time. I don't know how much they realize how lucky they are to have that. We didn't have those opportunities as young people, so being able to watch the game grow and develop as much as it has over the years has been pretty incredible as well. Just from when it started in 2004 to where it is now at 2018, both the caliber of the players and the quality of the tournaments has just grown immensely, and it's been really awesome to just watch, the growth of the game overall as the years have gone by. So we're not done yet, still a long way to go, but it's been so incredible to be a part of. I wish everybody the best for 2021. Stay healthy, all the success that comes to you both on and off the field. I know I can't wait to get back on the field. Thanks so much.